Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm just going to give everybody a couple seconds to chime in. I know some of our young ladies, they are busy with their extracurriculars, which I'm so proud of so many of you ladies involved. So be sure to, just catch the playback and please like, follow, and share this live. I'm so thankful for everyone that is joining in. Looks like we got some viewers already. I'll just wait a little bit and let you guys come in. But please comment your name. Let us know you're here. Hi, Talia. Talia's here. Oh, that's my girl. I love my Talia. Hey, girl. How you doing today? Oh, we got Kim. Hey, Kim. All right. As more people are coming in, I don't want to delay the time. I know it's Saturday. Everybody got things they want to do. But like I said, if you miss it or you come in late, please just watch the playback. As soon as we finish going live, it does post to Facebook. So you can like, follow, share. We're just having a laid back experience for our young ladies between the ages of 11 to 17. So welcome to our teen and our preteen princesses to the Let's Talk Girls Talk, Teen Girl Talk. This space is designed for you to be your authentic self in a judge free environment. So feel free, don't be shy to chat with us throughout the live, comment your questions, communicate with us, and express with us about yourself. You are amongst queens, which have lived the ages of 11 to 17. So a lot of what you go through and you experience, we've already walked that path. And so we're kind of like your big sisters in Christ. We're here for you. We want you to just feel comfortable to ask us questions and just share with yourself, share about yourself with us as we present with you today. I want to open up with a little word of prayer. I always like to start off with prayer when we go live. So let's just take a moment really quick to put our minds and focus on God. God, I pray that you bless us today, open our minds of understanding. I pray that you speak through us and to minister to our younger sisters in Christ. And I pray that lives will be inspired today through this meeting. And I want to share a few words with you that God gave me a little bit ago. And I've been incorporating these words in the chats that I have. It's titled Daughter of a King. You may be a daughter, a sister, an employee, a student, an athlete, or an artist. You may be some or all of these things, maybe even more. But first and foremost, you are the daughter of the King of all kings and Lord of all lords, God, the creator of everything. He is God, the King who made you who you are, a King that uniquely designed you as his one of a kind creation. There are things about you that can never be duplicated. Why? Because although you may have similar interests, talents, or abilities as others, you may even have a few doppelgangers. There is something distinctly different about you, such an appeal that when one leaves this life, the earth is at a loss. How often have you heard when someone has passed away an interjection about their character stating something as, there will never be another, no one can ever replace, no one can do it like them? A lot, right? This is the evidence of the essence God bestows upon his creations. You, his jewel, even though there are many jewels in the earth, he placed inside of you something that makes you uniquely you. And he can identify you out of millions and trillions. He crafted you especially for him. You are his jewel, whom he is pleased. He was pleased when he formed you. No matter what people may say, he knows his thoughts towards you. He knows how much He loves you. He knows you more than yourself. How so? Because He created you. He knows your thoughts. He knows your tendencies, your bad habits. He even knows what you are anxious about right now. He knows what you are afraid of. He knows your deepest secrets. There is nothing you can hide from Him. So do not fret your time of prayer. He already knows your woes and your regrets. He knows when you mess up and when you disobey Him. Just because we decide to disconnect doesn't mean He will reject. He still loves you and He's waiting for you. You see, God's love isn't like the love man gives, it's indescribably better. It's a never wavering care, love, and devotion. It's there when we cry for it, and patiently yet there when we run from it. It's indescribable, and although He isn't visibly present, His comforting love envelops you like a physically consuming touch. So you can feel it in the present, and you can feel it when you reminisce. You can feel His presence everywhere you go. He leads you, His daughter, down the path of righteousness. Along the way, there will be struggles, yet keep His hand and don't let go. Allow Him to lead as your King Father, who already knows your beginning and your end. Keep His hand. Trust that He won't let you go, even when it feels like He has. Trust the process. Trust Him and embrace your journey, His uniquely special jewel. Now, I am so excited for our special guest today. She is my dear friend, Kennisha Rolfe. We go way back to our childhood. She is the founder and owner of Aplus Fashion. She is a fashionista, a youth ministry leader, an amazing singer, and a youth choir director. She is a wife, a mother, and educated, y'all. Y'all, she is educated. She got degrees. She is big on building self confidence and self love. She is truly an inspiration who constantly inspires me. She is now coming to you all to talk with you about self love. So feel free to comment your questions and interact with her as she presents.
Thank you, Nikki, for that beautiful introduction. So, as she explained, I am Kennisha Rolfe. I'm just going to speak a little bit about self love, boosting your confidence, because as teenagers, God wants you to love yourself. And as far as self esteem, it influences our emotional health and our behavior. And I really want you guys to understand as teens, your self esteem, it must come from your knowledge of who Jesus is and from the assurance of His love and His care. I read an article by Dove. They have a actual self-esteem fund, and it says 7 out of 10 girls believe that they are not good enough or do not measure up in some way, including their looks, their performance in school, um, their relationships with family and their friends. And this is very unfortunate because as adults, we go through the same thing. We feel like, am I enough? We look in the mirror and sometimes we start to critique ourselves and notice all of these flaws. Maybe you have a big nose, you think your nose is too big, your forehead is too big, or you think your lips are too small. As teenagers, you guys are going through puberty stages, acne, blemishes, but even with all that, you're still beautiful and you are enough. God tells us that He made us fearfully and wonderfully. So He created us all with intention, with purpose, and care. And as Christian teens, you have to realize that you have to be set apart. God has set us apart, and we are not to be of the world or to chase after the things of the world. But that doesn't mean we can't be current. And when I say current, I mean as far as things like fashion. As Nikki explained, I love fashion. I love everything about fashion. I love colors, patterns, textures. I love looking at what's trendy. My go-to is Instagram and TikTok. Sometimes I'm on there way too late, but I find a lot of inspiration, fashion inspiration from Instagram and TikTok. And that's one of the reasons why I really started A Plus, because I love helping young girls and women find their style. I feel that it's a great way to boost your self-esteem and your confidence. So one day as I was on Instagram, I seen a quote that says, style is a way to say who you are without having to speak. So that's just something to just think about. I strongly feel that if you look good, you feel good. And I feel that God gave me this gift. And I think it's just a reflection of His image in me. God created the heaven and the earth. If you look at the trees, the mountains, the ocean, God, He created these beautiful things. So that's why I think fashion is awesome. Um, of course, everything that's trendy and cute may not be a reflection of me, so I may not wear that, and everything has to be done in decency and order. But at the same time, I try, to make sure that if I'm not sure, maybe there's something that may be a little bit revealing. That's where you have to make sure you keep that relationship with God, and He will reveal to you everything, that you need to know. And ultimately, I hope, you teens feel just empowered to learn more about God and walk boldly as teen Christians. Think about your actions and think more about God, and think of Him as like a friend and a guide, not a guy, but a guide. Sorry. Like I said, we can't wear everything, that's trendy or in style, but there's nothing wrong with loving fashion. There's nothing wrong with putting on earrings. There's nothing wrong with putting together colors. There's nothing wrong with, you're a teenager now. You might like to wear heels. There's power in fashion. I believe that. So style and fashion, it can be linked on how we think and we speak to ourselves and how we present ourselves to the world. So for instance, a lot of times people associate dressing up with going to church. I was born and raised in church, and a lot of times people come to church dressed the full nine: hats, um, high heels, jewelry. So just think about that. That's the same intention that we should apply to our everyday lives. And I'm not saying dress up every day, because right now I have on a hoodie. I have my times where, I want to be laid back. But I feel this the same way with our everyday lives. For me, with fashion, I try to represent myself to the fullest. And anything that uh, I wear with the reflection of who I am. So if I feel that it's not a reflection of who I am, then I'm not going to wear it. So I just want to challenge, I'm trying to read the comments as well. I just want to challenge all of you teen ladies that's out there. One day, just choose any day, and maybe your parents can help you. Choose a day to dress for success. And
Yeah.
ask yourself, what does that look like? And that may look different to every teen. Like I said, you guys are getting to the age where you're maturing, you're growing up. You get your nails done. Some of you may not get your nails done, but heels, you don't have to wear heels to be dressy. Yours, every style is different. Everyone's style is different, but choose a day to just dress for success. And at the end of the day, just reflect on, did my mood improve? Did my attitude improve? How did I feel? And I guarantee you, you will feel a lot better, because you decided, I'm going to take that extra step today, and I'm going to, I'm going to dress up. Style and fashion, it does boost. I'm a strong believer that it does boost your confidence. So I just want to encourage you, teens, um, whatever you're going through, if you need help with fashion, I'm only a Facebook message away. If you don't have my Facebook, I'm sure Nikki is going to give you my Facebook. I do have a um, online website, but I have a Facebook page as well, and it's Aplus Fashion. And that's the name of my business. And if you need any help, like Nikki said, we're just here to be. Thank you, Nikki. We're
Yeah.
here to be like your big sister, because I was a teen, Nikki was a teen before. So we understand the things that you guys go through and that you experience. But as Christians, we want to be there to help you guys. We want to be there to just be a helping hand, to say, you know what, I experienced that as well. And this is what I did. This is what helped me overcome it.
Okay, we have one person comment.
Yeah,
It's
I'm looking.
hard. Oh, you see.
Mm-hmm. With all the different influence. Yes, that could be true. I don't have a teenager, but I have an 8-year old, and sometimes I feel like she's a teenager. And one of the things that are in style are crop tops. That's a very good example. Now, remember I said everything that's trendy in that style may not be a reflection of who I am. So for instance, a crop top, it does show your stomach. You don't want to be revealing. You're a Christian young lady, you're teenagers, but there could be a way that you can still wear a crop top, but dress it up. Have you ever heard of high-waisted jeans? High-waisted jeans is going to cover that mid area where you still could wear that crop top, put on some big hoop earrings, and bam, you styling and profiling. So just think of ways that you can dress it up so it's not revealing. Because of course our parents or your parents don't want you to wear anything that's revealing, but you don't want to wear anything that's revealing as well, because remember, it's going to be a reflection of who you are. So if someone sees just your tummy out or skin or extra skin, they may assume something else, and that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure that we are reflecting about who we are, and most importantly, we love God, and we want to make sure that's reflected as well. But I do understand that could be a challenge. Instagram, sometimes I go through my Instagram, I'm like, whoa, that's cute, but she could cover this up there, that, I start making edits in my head, like, okay, this is cute, but this may be a little bit too revealing. Or sometimes, as women, we all have different body shapes. So what Nikki can wear, I may not be able to wear because we're two different body types. Doesn't mean that it's not cute on her. It may be beautiful on her, but because we have different shapes, then it may be something, okay, I'm not going to wear that. I'm going to get something else that's a little bit more flattering for my body type.
Right. Any
And
more questions?
that's really all that I had as far as encouraging you guys. I just need to stop saying guys, ladies, I'm sorry. I do always want to be a helping hand. Talia, I love Talia. She comes to Tuesday nights together all the time. And Talia, I remember Talia when she was little baby. She used to be I used to call her my little daughter. Back then I didn't have any kids. So Talia, it's beautiful to see how you've grown into such a beautiful young lady. So I just want to
Yes.
encourage you to, you know, keep coming to church, keep being around people like me and Nikki. Of course, your mom's a great example. You'll find that, you'll just with connecting with people of God, it's just amazing how your life will flourish. It's amazing because I was there. I know a lot of people remember me like, I remember you from this and there, and they always want to be a helping hand. You're welcome.
Yes.
Yes, please choose a day to dress for success.
Yes. I really, really love that. Choose a day to dress for success. Like, and that stuff, I could apply that to my adult life, honey, because I be a little too comfortable sometimes. Like, Nikki, now you get up, girl. Put something on nice. But you, like Kennisha was talking about, when you dress good, you feel good. I can be like feeling like, I'm not really feeling today. I'm not feeling it. But I tell you what, if I go put some clothes on, do my makeup, do my hair, then I'm like, okay, I feel good. Like, okay, let's go do
Bam.
something
Yes. You wonder why you start talking different, acting different,
now.
walking different. It's a boost of confidence.
Yes, it really is. Kanisha has provided some amazing, amazing information for us. Y'all, please watch the playback if you need to. Sometimes I have to go back and rehear some things because sometimes when you're in the moment, you can kind of miss things. So be sure to like, follow, and share. Thank you so much, Kanisha, for sharing with us. I knew it was gonna be amazing. Y'all, I was so excited. I'm like, she gonna do us good. But yeah, please check out her website. And really, if you check her website, you'll see how you can dress, and you don't have to be like show your body parts and stuff. She has elegant designer clothing on her website that is so tasteful and so elegant, and you'll see that I don't necessarily need to show my body parts in order to make a statement or to, identify, because really a part of our fashion is a part of our identity. What we are drawn to is kind of how we dress, and it tells people a little bit about ourselves. So we don't have to reveal ourselves in order to tell people about ourselves. And so please check out and visit her website. You will see some very classy attire. I love, her attire on there. I've been waiting for her to come out with these extra small line for us little itty bitty chicks like me. I'm like an extra small all around. But I've been waiting for her to come out with a line for me, so I can dress cute too.
It's
Uh,
coming, girl. It's coming.
yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. But we're gonna go ahead and go into the next portion of our talk for today. like I mentioned, God is, He knows everything about you. And Kennisha hit on it too. He knows everything about you. There's nothing that you can hide about God. And one of the whole purpose of me starting this ministry was because God told me to tell His daughters about His love. And so we always incorporate God in our lives because He really is the center of everything. And really, while you're your age, you're 11 through 17, you're going through what is really like an identity crisis because you're trying to figure out who you are while yet being inundated with all of these different influences, in the media. And we didn't have social media when we were teenagers. So you guys are exposed to even more than we were at your age. And so you have a lot more peer pressures than we probably experience. So you have a lot that you're dealing with. You go to school and people say things. And so you're trying to find yourself. And while trying to find yourself, you're trying different things and you're experimenting with different things. And it can be really troubling. I remember being frustrated. And I remember a lot of mistakes that I made through those years while trying. And then you feeling like you know things, you know everything. And I remember the older people being like, huh, you really don't know as much as you think you know. I got a certain age when I got to high school, I felt like I had arrived, like I knew some things about life. Well, I realized I didn't know as much as I thought I did. When I hit 18 and got that grown juice, when I stepped out and started having to deal with those adult realities of life, I started playing back those things that the older people would speak to me. And so it started to really play. I'm like, okay, now I understand why they used to say this and this. So don't be hard on yourself. Allow yourself to grow. But in this time, while you're trying to find yourself, I want you to know that your identity is in your relationship with God. That's where you will really discover your purpose. You'll discover who you are and how God has designed you to become. He will put you on that path. So I really feel like it's so important for you at your age to develop that relationship with Him because it will protect you. He will protect you from falling into a lot of issues, a lot of horrible circumstances that we can really avoid if we just learn to listen to Him. Um, so I want to talk to you guys. Well, before I go there, I'll say this. I think one of the first things in helping you to build your relationship with God is understanding what God knows about you and how He feels about you and recognizing who He is in your life. God is the creator of this earth, like Kennisha was saying, and every being on it, including you. He created the earth, the clouds, the mountains, every creature that roams the earth, and every human that walks the earth. He gave us these brilliant minds to create and motivate and innovate. He created you with a purpose. Note that you have a great purpose on this earth and you are not accidentally here. God purposed for you to be here. So it doesn't matter what you may be going through in your life right now, no matter how down you may feel, no matter what people may say to you to try to discourage you, know that you're not an accident. God created you and He created you with a purpose. In the Old Testament of the Bible, there's a book called Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a prophet and he had to come to terms with God's call on his life at a young age. God told him in Jeremiah 1 and 5, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you and approved you as my chosen instrument. And before you were born, I consecrated you to myself as my own. I have appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Well, guess what Jeremiah says to God when God tells him this? He was like, I can't speak for you. I'm too young, God. Like, I can't do this. You cannot have me do this. And if you don't know what a prophet is the mouthpiece of God. So basically, he served as God's like like Moses in the Bible when Moses was supposed to speak to the people on God's behalf, but he said I have a which he's a good example too. He was just like, I have a speech impediment. I can't speak. So God said, well, you'll be like God and Aaron will be like the prophet, basically. You'll tell Aaron what I say and Aaron will speak to the people. So that's what Jeremiah was. Basically, God told him what to say and then he spoke it to the people. So that's what he was as a prophet. And God is calling him to this great this great call. And he's like, I can't do this. I am too young. Like, how can you ask me to do this? And God said, don't tell me you too young. He said, I need you. You are required to do this. You have to go do this. And then God knows, because God knows us so well, he knew that there was some fear in Jeremiah. He tells him, don't fear. Don't worry about what people say. I'm going to protect you and I'm going to give you what to say. Jeremiah had a great task. For years, he had to preach to people that didn't want to hear him. They hated him. He was telling them things that they didn't want to hear. God was telling them, you better get your act together because there's going to be judgment that I'm going to bring up on you to punish you for your wickedness if you don't get your act together. And because they were living in sin and they loved what they were doing, they didn't want to hear what he had to say. So can you imagine this young man being like, oh, God is tasking me with this, you know? But he obeyed God and he did what God told him to do. But I said all that to say this, that you're never too young to fulfill your purpose. You don't have to be a certain age to begin to live your dream or to do what God has called you to do. God speaks to you now. Jeremiah wasn't old before he began to hear the face of God. He had a relationship with God in his youth. He had a relationship with God. Now you should have a relationship with God. And God already has a purpose for you, like he told Jeremiah. Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I had already called you. I had already purposed you before you even existed on earth. I had already had a plan for your life. Just like with Jeremiah, God has a plan for your life. He has a purpose for you. So you are not an accident. You have a purpose, and don't get frustrated when you see other people doing things and you're like, well, when is it my time? When am I going to do this? Why? I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to be. It's okay. You can be an adult and still trying to figure out what you're going to be in life. And you continue to grow and develop, but allow yourself to have that relationship. And I say allow yourself to have a relationship with God because it's your choice. God is not going to press a relationship on you. He wants that relationship, but you have to want it too. So if you allow him to come into your heart, he will lead you and guide you, and he will show you who you are and who he has called you to be, which takes me into our core scripture for this chat, which is Psalms 139. I'm going to read to you just some excerpts of it. It's a pretty long chapter, but it's like Kennisha even hit on it when she said, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. That comes from this scripture. I'm reading to you from the New Living Translation because it's a little more broken down for you. But it says, oh Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts, even when I'm far away. You see me when I travel and when I rest at home. You know everything I do. You know what I'm going to say even before I say it, Lord. You go before me and follow me. You placed your hand of blessing on my head. I can never escape from your spirit. I can never get away from your presence. If I go up to heaven, you are there. If I go down to the grave, you are there. You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. How precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. In God, we discover who we are, all the questions we may have about our identity, our purpose, how we should go about handling certain things in life, and so on. All those questions can be answered through God. And why? Because He created us and He knows everything about us. He knows our beginning and He knows our end. He knows every move we will make in life and knows how to guide our paths to success. So with that, that is my presentation for you girls. And as times before, I've encouraged you guys to start a journal, just to start using that journal as your prayer time. Sometimes I'll use my journal and I'll just write my thoughts like, God, this and this is bothering me. How do I get through this? How do I, work through this? What do you want me to do? What And then in my time of prayer, I'm just like, God, what should I wear today? You know, where is this, Lord? I can't find this. Where is it? Like, I talk to God about everything. You don't have to just come to God about certain things. He wants you to come to him about everything. And there's nothing that you can't talk to him about. Sometimes I'm like, God, which direction should I go? You know, should I drive down this street or that street? I mean, anything. And he will guide you. He will direct your path. There's a lady that has a YouTube video out. I'm going to provide that link after that. Well, no, I take that back. I have it. She touched on this subject because someone had a question for her, and so she kind of went into it, talked about spending that time with God and how to do it. I wanted to share it with you because I feel like it's something that it'll be really helpful for those that are really trying to build their prayer lives and not really quite sure how to. But there's nothing that you can't say to God. There's nothing that he would be upset with you about if you came to. He wants you to come with him to him about everything. I'm going to post it now so you guys can see it. This is a YouTube link, and I'll also put it in the chat so that if you guys want to click the link, you can do that. But I also want to refer you guys to one of our previous chat speakers, Jasmine Antoine. She is really amazing. She has a ministry for God's daughters, and she has a YouTube channel. She has a Facebook, and she also has an Instagram channel. It's just under her name, Jasmine Antoine. Let me get that. Oh, here it is. I'll put that on the screen as well. So go check out her videos. Please check them out. She has encouragement for prayer and building your relationship with God. And always, when we come into the chat, we'll always have time to even go into this deeper. I just don't want to like throw so much at you guys at once to where you're like, okay, this is too much. So I want to start there. But if you have any questions or concerns that you want to share with us before we get off the live, feel free to chat with us before we head out. And welcome to all the other viewers that have been chiming in. Any questions? Okay, it doesn't look like we have any more questions. So we're going to end with that for today. Thank you guys for joining us. And like Kennisha was telling you guys, if you guys want to keep in touch, if you have questions, then you can hit us up. Kennisha, I dropped her Facebook account is pinned in the comment section. So you can reach out to her. You can reach out to me. And, you know, just let us know. We're your big sisters in Christ. And I'm hoping that we're going to have some playbacks for those that couldn't make it. But please, you guys, like and share this chat. Share it with someone that you feel like would be benefited from watching this live. With all that said, God bless you guys. I love you guys. You guys have a good afternoon. Bye.